Hi, welcome to AllBrands After Hours with me, your host, Courtney Douthat. Welcome to the show where we hang out and craft together. Today, we'll be making a whole gingerbread village with our brother ScanNCut. Let's do this. Festive season is here, guys, and I'm ready to do some Christmas crafts, some holiday crafts. Of course I am. So today we're going to be making an adorable gingerbread village. So the supplies that we're going to need, I'm just jumping right into it because I'm excited. This is actually the video that I filmed before, went to edit, and I had zero audio. So that was a great moment for me, guys. Great moment. So right here, I have all the stuff that we need to make this village. This is actually just craft paper. This is actually the paper that I might have stolen from the warehouse that they used to ship some stuff. They had a lot of it. They didn't need it. It was fine. So this is just plain craft paper that I have here. And then this is regular computer paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually cut out both of these on our machine to make beautiful, cute 3D boxes. So let's go ahead, and I did purchase a design off of Etsy, and of course I will leave it down below if you want to do this one as well. There are of course designs built into the machine, but I did bring this one in. So I actually have it right here on my USB, and all I'm going to do is plug it in. Let's see if I can do this without looking. Oh, first try. That was impressive. So I have it plugged in right here through my USB. So let's jump into our machine and go ahead and design it. Alrighty, we're in our machine, and we'll see pattern, scan, retrieve data, and test. What we're going to want to do is retrieve data. Where are we retrieving it from? Well, our USB that we just put into our machine. So we're going to hit that. Alrighty, now these are all the things on the USB, but I know my design is all the way at the end, so I'm going to jump to the end of all the different designs and grab the gingerbread house. So if you notice, these are SVG files. I'm going to start with this particular gingerbread house, and it's going to go ahead and bring it into the machine for me. Now, currently, it's just the image of it, and it actually tells me, hey, the design is too big for the mat that you're currently on. We're going to make it a little bit smaller, and that's totally fine because we can resize things in our ScanNCut. Okay, and there's our design. So there are multiple, but I'm just going to do this one particular one with you guys. So if you notice, there are two parts. So there's two parts of different sides of our gingerbread house. So we need both of them. There's also two parts of the little backing. So that would be out of the paper, and then the roof. So I'm actually going to go ahead and select the little wrench icon because right now I'm on a 12 by 12 mat, but I want to go ahead and switch it to a 12 by 24 mat. That way I have more space to work with, and also it's kind of easier for me to lay out things. Now you could cut out multiple at a time, but I am going to just cut out one at a time. So we've gone ahead and we've told it, now I don't want a 12 by 12, I want a 12 by 24, and now look at all that space we have to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and select OK. Okay, now we have this giant work area to work with. Look, all this space. So we've doubled the mat size now that we can work with. It's just easier to stretch it out. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to select one of the houses and I'm going to delete them out. I'm just going to completely get them away. You do not have to do this, but I want to just so to get things sorted in my head. So I'm going to select edit and trash can and just delete him out. Now there is a second piece behind him that I'm going to delete out. Now if you do remember that second piece, that is something that we're going to work with a little bit later to do a little cheat. So now we have one of each of the parts, and of course we only had one roof, so we're good there. We don't need a second roof or anything to do with the roof. All right, and then I'm going to select the trim. I'm going to go to Object Edit, and then I'm going to go to the Selection tool, which is actually the piercing tool. So I'm going to come here, and this is going to say, do you want to add a dot line, and then we could pick our spacing. So I'm actually going to use the paper piecing tool, which looks like this. And if you can see in the front, very lightly, the same icon where it was that little tool, that little poking tool, is right there on the front of it. I don't know if the camera can show you real well, but it's right there, which is the same icon that was on the little button right there. So you kind of know those go hand in hand together with each other. So there's actually a little blade right there that is going to pierce the mat and to be able to do little dots, because we're going to make perforated lines to help us be able to fold it. So we're going to turn it on. I'm fine with the uniform spacing. We're going to hit OK. And now that line is not a single line. It's actually like a little dash, and I'll zoom in so you guys can hopefully see a little bit better. But now it's actually going to be little dots, and then that way we can easily fold it. So that's why we did just the border, because that's actually the fold line. So now that we have that, we're good. It's going to cut out perfectly on the dots, but we won't be able to do that with our regular mat. We're going to have to use a new mat, which is the paper piercing mat. So that area looks like the one down below, so it just circles it. But whenever we go to cut, it will be done in a different step. So we'll use the black auto blade to cut out the rest of it, but then we'll have the piercing part just do that section. And the machine will know, hey, this is the part for the piercing section. Alrighty, so we've got our roof, we've got all of our bits, but there is a line on the roof right in the center. So I want to do the same thing we did to our house just now, and I'm going to create that line in the center. That one right there, I'm going to make it a piercing line too. That way, whenever we go and do, when we go to fold, we're easy to fold. So same thing, dot on, and now that line is also a perforated line. Alrighty, now we've done that to each part of our house that needs to be done. So we've done it to our house, and then we've done it to the roof. Now, right now, those each are in individual pieces. So there's two different pieces on both of those. Well, I'm going to hit OK, our selection tool. I'm going to select both parts of my roof. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Object edit, and I'm going to weld those together. That way when I resize them, they're all going to resize together. Alrighty, so now we need to do that to our house as well, because remember, it's in two parts. So we're going to hit our selection tool. We're going to select multiple parts. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and hit OK. Object edit, and weld that together. So again, now when we resize it, it's all together as one part instead of two individual parts that we would have had to resize differently. And I would rather just do it together. In a sense, if you, of course, welding it together, you can unweld it together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move these down on my mat just to kind of get them out of the way, because I want to resize my house first. So I'm going to go ahead and select my house, and I'm going to select Object Edit, and I'm going to select the Resize tool at the top. Now, when we're going to hold down that plus, you notice the ScanNCut wants to resize like breathing. So all together uniformly, which is what we want. Yes, we could lock it and do some of the height, some of the width, but I want it all together. So this is the widest that it can go, which is the 11.52 that it can go on my mat. Now, if I wanted to make it go even bigger, I could break down this even more and just have the house size, just the house be part of it and not that side wall. Now I'm going to take this time and I'm going to resize the inner part, which would be the white paper that's going to go behind the gingerbread house. But it's just easier to do it all together because, hello, it's right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and resize that piece, and I'm just laying it on top of it. That way I can kind of align it up a little bit better. All right. Let's see. Looks good. Oh, no, it's actually missing a little at the bottom, so I'm going to keep resizing until I feel like it's pretty snug in there. Just because there's so much design on the top and there's design at the bottom, I don't want anything peeking through. I mean, you could do it without the white paper, but I think it just looks nice with the white paper. Plus, it looks like the frosting, the white frosting on a gingerbread house. All right, we got that one. Now we're going to select the little box for that side wall. Do the same thing, drop it in there and resize it. And there we go. Now, if you hold down the plus button, it does go a little faster instead of having to click individually for each little piece. There we go. Might be able to go up a bit. Just a bit. There we go. And now we have that piece done too. Now, I'm not going to cut with all these things on my mat. I'm just creating and sizing my design, and then I'll save it to my machine. All right, the next part we have is, of course, our roof. So we're going to go ahead and resize her. How cute is that roof? Oh, it's such an intricate design. I love this design. All right, there we go. And she's just going to be double, whatever that size is or whatever our house is. All right, so we're going to hit OK. And then we're going to actually hit OK again because I want to go ahead and save. So I'm going to go all the way to the save, and I'm going to save that to my machine. Courtney, why are we resaving this? Well, oh, it's things are grouped. That's fine. We know things are grouped, but we can always ungroup them. But the machine's just letting us know. So we're going to hit OK. But I want to save this because now I've resized everything. I know everything's in the uniform size. So instead of going back to the design on my USB that I'd have to keep resizing. I just have it all together and I can delete off of my mat whatever I'm not cutting out at that particular moment, but then I can always go back to it and, grab anything that I need to grab. So now that we have this, I'm going to actually select our roof and I'm going to go ahead and hit edit and I'm going to throw it away. But remember, we have it saved, so this doesn't hurt our save. And I'm going to go down and I'm going to delete these guys out too because I don't want to cut them right now. I just want to cut out my houses. There we go. And now I have that design. It is fully ready. And I could add the second house on there if I wanted to. But for this one, I actually changed back to a 12 by 12 mat. When I actually went to cut, I did switch back to a 12 by 24 because in my head I was like, why am I doing just one at a time? Where I have a 12 by 24 mat, I could be doing multiple. So we have our design there. Everything looks good. We're going to hit OK. OK again. Please select and we want to cut. There we go. So now what I would do is put the black holder in there. If you notice that the line that we made into a perforated line is not there anymore. But if we go back, there it is. All right, so we're gonna hit OK, please select. And if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, that's where the piercing icon is. So I think it's better to pierce before you actually cut the whole design, because how in the world are you gonna transfer it over to the other mat? So we've got piercing. You always look for the piercing icon. If you notice, it's just the border again. So we're gonna slip our piercing tool into there, and I'm using a 0.4 millimeter. There is a 0.8 millimeter that comes with that kit, and the way you switch them out is you actually unscrew the top of these and then pull out the little blade. There it is. And then you would just be able to drop that back in there. And if you notice at the front, the piercing tool icon is the same one. So you're going to drop that in, you're going to screw back that top of it. There we go. And it goes into the same holder as everything else.
So this is your paper piercing mat. So what it does, it actually has my hair on it, but it actually is like it's got like a squishy texture on it. So it's not just a black, like there's not just black, like I don't know if you can tell, and I'll do a close-up of course, but there's this sticky, like thick material on there that's, got some heft to it. But that's because the piercing tool is actually stabbing this mat multiple times to get these really even little lines. And I think, of course, I've done these gingerbread houses already, a few of them. But can you see right there? You can see the outline of it where it pierced in to make those lines where we're able to fold, which gives it such an easier folding line. So what I'm actually going to have to do is cut that and then stick them one on time on here so it could do the piercing. But the piercing just makes it so easier to fold, and it's a nice crisp fold, so I appreciate that. So now this combined with this, it's a match made in heaven. And it does say on there paper piecing mat, so you know which mat. But I mean, it's kind of hard to get it mixed up with your other mats. It's a giant black mat on there.
Alrighty, so I have my paper here and I'm just going to lay that on my mat. Yes, there is a fold there, but it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. If you had a roll, it would have been better. We're going to lay it on there, try to line it up just like anything else that we put on our mat. And I'm going to smooth her on out and she's ready to go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and load this into our mat just like any other mat would be. And there's our load button. All right, she's ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit start. That's all you have to do. It's super easy. It's just like any of your other ones. If you notice, it's just the outline of our house that we're doing. So just that's that area that we wanted, that perforated line. And then watch her go. This is so cool. So you actually notice she's just bouncing up and down. She's just making those little dots for us to be able to make that fold. So she's going to do that all the way around for us. And that way we can have a perfect little line or, perfect little crease. Alrighty, so with the power of editing, it's done. So we're very carefully going to take this off of our mat, just very slowly taking it off because I don't want to rip. If I'm rip, well, then that's a problem. But we're slowly going to take it off. And the great thing is that, I mean, since we pierced before we cut, it's easier to get it off. We're not getting off individual little pieces. And you can barely see where it cut through, where it actually pierced. I think if I even zoomed up in more, you wouldn't really be able to see it. But I see it, and I'm excited. So we're going to be good, and we're going to put our protective cover back on our mat because this is a sticky mat, just like any of our other mats. So we're going to protect her and put that back on there. Now we are going to put this piece on our 12 by 24 low tech mat and go ahead and load her. Alrighty, and we're going to go to please select, cut. Alright, and hit start. And don't worry, I did switch out my piercing tool with my black auto blade. So I just slipped that out and put in my black auto blade. And look, she's already doing the outline of my gingerbread house. This is exciting. And so since I selected cut instead of pierce, it did give me the rest of my gingerbread house.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna flick her over there. There we go. All righty. There we go. Throw this away. I'm not gonna make a mess because I have a real bad habit when I craft to make a mess. Oh my goodness. 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 Look at, guys, look at that. Look at that. That is precious. So since we have the dotted lines, all we have to do is literally fold it in half on those lines. Look at that. And it just folds down so perfectly because of it. And the lines are so small, like I feel like you can't even, can you see them? I feel like you can't see them. But like, look how nice it folded because it had those lines. Like, boop, just boop. Okay, it needs its other parts. It needs its other parts. And while I'm cutting, I'll fold those off the side. But like, if you wanted to use those bits, they're perfectly fine. Ah, I'm making things fall. All right, I'm gonna put her back here so I don't mess it up. I have my second one right here. I'm just gonna be very, I should honestly get my spatula tool because I'm really bad about this. I know my faults. There we go. We're gonna easily, you put your spatula and then you wiggle underneath and get it off that sticky mat. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my god. I'm like, look at that. Okay, and put her over there. Now, the thing with this mat, it's a sticky mat. So you're thinking, Courtney, there's so many little bits. Am I gonna have to pick them all off? You can, of course, just get your spatula and kind of run it over, and those little bits will come off. Now, if it's really stuck on there, this mat's getting kind of dingy, but if it was really stuck on there, what I would do is actually tell you to clean your mat with Totally Awesome. Yeah, see, this is coming off so easy. I probably won't do it, but let me grab it. Totally Awesome is a cleaner, and this, I haven't put the top on this one. Totally Awesome is a cleaner you can get at the Dollar Tree, a ton of different places. But what you could actually do is spray your mat with it. Do not dilute it. Do not 50-50 ratios, nothing like that. Full strength. I want you to clean your mat. It's gonna make all of that just fall off. It's wet paper. So you're just gonna take a paper towel, wipe it down, leave it there to dry. It's gonna bring back all of its sticky, but also it's gonna get all this gunk off of here. So all the bits that we don't want. Unless you do want them and you've got a crafty idea to do something with it. I almost thought it'd be cute to take the little windows and doors and put them on like our crown molding. And like, you know how people do fairy houses? I thought that would be cute, but I didn't because I got a whole list of things to do for the holiday season and I don't have time because Christmas is right around the corner for me. So, all right. So, yeah, see, that's all coming off. And you could just be like, there you go. This stuff is going to be everywhere for me. It's going to be great because I am doing not just one. I am doing the whole village. I will only make you watch me or have you watch me do one, but I am actually doing the whole village. The whole village, all of them. There's like, I think a bakery shop and like so cute. So again, I'll have this design where I bought it from Etsy linked down below if you want to do this one too. But any design that you find that's like this, you can, this is how you do it. So. Well, am I just going to spray my mat down? So we're just going to spray it with the paper on there. Now, a lot of times people will ask me, Courtney, I accidentally put paper on my fabric mat or my standard mat, and now there's paper stuck on my mat. Is it ruined? And no, it's not. See, do this. So Totally Awesome. And look, you see that? It's just coming right off. And all I'm doing is I'm just moving that Totally Awesome around, not even trying to make sure that I get the paper. It's wet. It's on there. But I am just moving that around. And you know what? I needed to clean my mat anyway. So 2 birds, 1 stone. Don't kill birds. I don't know why. I really like that saying. All right. There we go. So Going around. Make sure I'm moving that Totally Awesome around. I think I need a little bit more. I missed some spots. We got some dry spots. Because again, might as well actually clean my mat while I'm at it. There we go. There we go. Look at that. You see it's all just moving around? Okay, now you ready for the magical part? It's Christmas. We're magical. All right, so plain paper towel, nothing special about it. And we're going to come. Look at that. I feel like I'm one of those infomercial, or what are those things? You know, where it's like, they're like, wow, look at all that. But seriously, look at all that. Look. I would have had to pick that off of my mat, and now it just makes it all clean. Look at that. So I'm going to come back with another dry paper towel to make sure I get any of that Totally Awesome off of our mat. We don't want to leave it on. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Clean mat. Clean mat. I feel like half the show is me being like, look at that. Look at that. All right. So clean mat. I'm going to take all this gunk and throw it away. Yep. There you go. So now I've clean mat. Now, if you notice, it's not really sticky right now. If I leave it to dry, that sticky is going to come back. And it's going to be real sticky. And now it's going to be real great to do my next one because, again, I'm doing the whole village. I'm only going to make you watch a little bit of it, but I'm doing the whole village now. But it's already getting its sticky back. So, Courtney, stop touching it. Let it do its thing. Get all the gunk off of your desk. But, like, look, if I had to pick out every little bit of that, that would have taken me longer than just cleaning my mat like that. And you need to clean your mat anyway, so it's perfect. But also, again, if you ever get paper stuck to your standard or your fabric mat, do that and that will get your paper off and then your mat will be okay. So we don't want to put paper on fabric or standard mat because, again, it gets stuck to it and then your shredded paper all over your mat. So low tack for the win, but if you do get it on there, there you go. All right, so let's jump into the next part, which is the white inside. So yeah, I feel like she's dry. She's good. So let's go ahead and let's get that part ready in our machine.
Alrighty, so we're going to go retrieve data from our machine because remember we saved it earlier. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, that's where your last saved item is. Everything looks good, so we're going to hit OK. And I'm actually going to delete the house out because we've already done the house. So hit delete. We don't need the roof right now. Delete it out. Scroll down to the bottom. There's a little box that we need. And there's actually the other little house part that we need also. So I'm going to tell it, hey, I need 2 of these. Hit OK. There it is. And they can actually probably lay next to each other depending on how big your paper is. There's our little house. And currently it is blacked out because I had it as 12 by 12. But I will switch it to a 12 by 20 format. Hit OK. And now look, it's not blacked out anymore. And again, I need 2 pieces of those. Hit OK. Lay them out. Now again, this is your paper is big enough. But if it is a regular piece of computer paper, well, then it's not big enough to do this whole area at once. But that is how you add another one and, you know, lay them out. So I am going to delete some of these because, of course, I have regular computer paper. If I had a whole craft roll, then I could do this. So that would be something interesting to invest in. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those out and just cut them out one at a time. And I'll probably lower that little house design down because my paper isn't going to be big enough to be able to put those right next to each other. Alrighty, I'm happy with my placement. Everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and select OK. OK again. Please select, and I want to cut. And I'm just using my black auto blade, just my regular black auto blade. And it's already loaded in there. My paper is loaded in, so let's go ahead and hit start.
All right, so we only need 1 roof, and that roof is actually pretty small, so it only needs 1 piece of this. There we go. And just lay this on top. Oh yeah, see now it's a nice good sticky mat. Before it was struggling. Now that it's clean, look at that. Beautiful. All right, let's load her on in. Please select, and we want to cut. Start. And she's off. Alrighty, so we have all of our pieces. Ooh, Courtney, stop doing that. Take the things off the mat. There we go. It's just a box. That's all we needed because it just has to go behind there and be a cute little box. Okay. Put your protective covers back on your mats. Okay. I might not have. Okay, so we have two different options. We can figure out where we put the tape. There we go. Alrighty, so now we have all of our pieces. We have our little squares that go into this part. It's so cute. Alright, so you have two different options right now. You can get a glue stick or whatever you want to do. I wouldn't do hot glue because it's paper and I feel like sometimes it like makes a bumpy raise on it. Or you can just tape it. Now, I do love, and I don't have it today, there are these little tape dispenser things. They're like small. They look like a whiteout thing, like I'll pop it on the screen. I can't remember the word. So they actually, what I like to do with those is I'll put them on a lot of those pieces and then just lay my top on there, and they're fabulous. But I don't have any, so I'm probably going to go a little mixture between tape and old school glue stick. Let me get a piece of it. This glue stick is dry. I'm gonna, oh my god. Yeah, we might not be using this one. Does anyone know how to revive a glue stick? Ah, there we go. Okay, it needed to be handled up on. Okay, so I wouldn't put it to the white and then stick it on there because then you're gonna have glue on those parts. So I would actually go to the brown and put glue around there. I'm gonna make sure I get it on, a lot of it on that window, because remember I said that I wanted it to fall through. So I'm gonna make sure I put some glue right there. I don't need a ton, just enough to hold that white in there, because that's free hanging. There's nothing it's attached to other than what we're doing right now, and we don't want it falling back in on itself, especially once we've made the structure. I mean, it has a bottom that's open, so it wouldn't be like a terrible thing, but it also wouldn't be a great thing, so I'd rather not have to deal with that. Okay, I just put some glue all around. Oh my god, this is gonna be so cute. Okay, and we're just gonna pop that. Oh, no, do it better. I'm just lining it up with those perforated lines or dots. Ooh, I put some glue outside my glue area. It's fine. Okay, pat that in there. So now when I set it up, well, structurally not sound, but look, see what I was saying about the window? See how it wants to come and act funny? Look at that. Oh, okay, Courtney, focus. All right, some glue. And yeah, you could do double-sided tape if you wanted. It's really whatever meets you fancy that day. But I think it's easier to put the little white on now than if we had made all the outside structure, we would have had to like try to put it in there, and that just would have been a mess. It's better to do it now while it's in part stick than mine. This is just old. This is very old, but you know what? We have it and we're going to use it. All right, so the same thing with this one. And all I'm doing, guys, is, I'm so sorry, I'm so far away from you guys. I'm just laying the paper where I see that it's going to cover up all the openings that we have. And since we used the exact same size that we needed from the cutout, we know it's going to fit. It's so, okay, Courtney, do the next part. They're like, we get it, it's cute. It's so cute. Okay, alrighty. Pop this one in. And this video is coming right after Thanksgiving, so I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And I hope you ate a lot of things, and I hope you blamed it on Thanksgiving and said, well, you know, we had to. It was Thanksgiving. Oh, you know, I just realized I forgot to cut out the white part for the roof. I sure did. Oh, gosh. I'll have to go back and cut that one out. I won't make you guys watch that. It's the same way you do the other ones. You just do the roof. Someone's going to call me out. If I had just done it without telling you guys, someone in the comments would have been like, did she cut the roof? The white part for the roof? So let me know also in the comments, did you already put your Christmas tree up? Is it glorious? Is it beautiful? I cannot wait to show you guys my Christmas decorations. If you are a behind the scenes member, that video will come out. I'd say fairly soon, but I haven't started. So that video will be on our behind the scenes for channel members soon. So I did not make you watch me cut that out. It literally was just like, not gonna make you watch me do that. Now, I didn't make it do the perforated lines. I just had to cut it out. So I could just fold it in half, just because it is a rectangle. instead of doing that step. But when I think it's something like this with tabs, it is helpful. All right, there we go. Got the folded line, and I'm just gonna put glue on everything. I'm not putting it on everything. I'm just like jumping around randomly to put glue on stuff because I think it's actually would be kind of cool to show that it is two pieces. It's not one solid piece. But it is, again, 1000% up to you. All right. I think we are good. Okay. There we go. Line her on up. There we go. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay. I didn't line it up very well. That's a me problem. That's a me problem. I can't blame it on this. Okay, there we go. I lined it up better. All right, so now we have all of our pieces. So now the fun part. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh goodness. I've told you guys. People are like, Courtney, do you really like ScanNCut? Guys, I geek out hard. Okay. It's fun. All right, so we have our tabs. So I wish I could show you this better. Okay, so we have our little tabs, and what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to lay our pieces next to each other like this, because not only am I going to put glue on the tab that's gonna be laying on the other part, I'm probably gonna tape it too, just to give it more structural. Now, I was thinking about this, and I was like, wow, I love this. This is wonderful. How am I gonna store this for next year? So I think if you somehow like cut the tape, if you did tape it like very carefully after the season's done, it could lay flat again like this, and then you could store it and maybe store it inside of like a book or something. I don't know, just somewhere where it's like stored flat, or maybe on the side of a tote, like your Christmas tote that you put in, because I have like stacks and stacks of totes. You could do that. And then that way, like, it could just like fold it on itself, so you could store it when it's not Christmas, or you could leave it out year round. You know, I'm not judging. I'm not at your house. I'm not judging. Okay, so this is my little trick that I'm doing. So I'm gonna fold it. Now that I've done that one, I'm gonna fold it in half like this. That way, my other tab right here, because then I'm going to take, Courtney, flip it around. I'm gonna glue this tab, because that tab is gonna go underneath this layer right here. So then that way it's super easy for me to do. So open it back up. I'm going to put glue, take the tab, fold the tab in, glue right here, and then just lay it on top of it, and it'll be perfectly lined up and gorgeous. I say that. It's me. The machine cuts it straight, but am I gonna glue it straight? Could you glue for me? That would be super helpful, okay? Everyone's like, why do you color it a she? Because if something messes up, well, I need someone to blame, and it could never be me. So it's gotta be somebody else. It's never her, it's me. It's me. She does a great job. Oh, okay, she needs a raise, bless her. All right, so we take this, and I'm going to just lay it where you can't see it. I'm just gonna lay it on top, like that. Boop, 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 like that. There we go. And I could just open it up if I wanted to, and just like put a little tape on the inside, just to give her a little structure, especially while it's drying, because I am impatient and I want to play with it. Oh my gosh. Oh my, okay, so now we only need to put glue on those tabs on the top, and then we lay our little roof down. Like, that's pretty big. For being on, that's impressive. Okay, so if I was smart, I would have put glue on the tabs before it was in a full structure. Well, you know, I could just do that. See, it could fold. So you wouldn't even have to break that. You would just have to somehow take the roof off very carefully, and then she'd be fine. All right, so I'm going to put the tabs in, put a ton of glue on them. That way I can glue my roof on. See, I'm not much of a baker, okay? This is what I can do. Courtney, can you bring the gingerbread to the Christmas party? Absolutely. And I come up in there with a paper gingerbread. Like, y'all said to bring the gingerbread house, okay? Y'all did not say it had to be edible. Which, no, I wouldn't put food. I was thinking, oh, you probably could do it. But technically, you cannot put food in the ScanNCut. It's not like food grade, they say. So I can't recommend that. You could make templates and then use the templates to cut out gingerbread pieces. That would be cool. I always tell people, they're like, have you tried that? No, but could work. All right, so we have our tabs. Here we go. And now we're just gonna take our roof. I feel like I'm constructing a barn. Alrighty, and then we're going to center it best we can. And you know what? I mean, it's not wanting to actually like grip onto this glue because it's so old and crusty. So what I'm, oh, you know, I said that and it did connect there. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna flip her inside out like this. So that way I can just press the tabs to the top of it, like this. I mean, you could put it on the table if you wanted to. And just press down on those tabs like that. Okay. Every time I read someone's comment and they're like, I learned so much from you. You're very clear and you get to the point, and I'm like, are we watching the same video? Because I feel like half the time I am winging it, but having the best time ever. All right, there you go. Put a little tape right there. Boop, and flip her around. See, if you tape it like this, then it's going to be hard to take it down, Courtney, to reuse it. Well, I guess I just have to keep it up year round. I have no choice, guys. I have no choice. Y'all heard. All right, I tried to resist it. Tell my husband. Alrighty. So, here we go. You ready? That's so cute. It's so cute. Oh, I love it so much. Like, how precious is that? I wish I had it like on a Lazy Susan. I could spin this thing for you guys. Like, how cute. Like, I love it. So now all we have to do is put it's got an open bottom to it. And which, honestly, look how clean that is. Like, that, a lot of times when you look inside, backside of my crafts, they're not very clean. But like, that's perfect. So, if I was a gingerbread man, I'd live in that house. And there is a gingerbread man in the machine, so you could cut him out and just like put him right here. You know, it's like his little house. That would be cute, and you can like make a little stand for him. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent. So all we have to do is put our little tea light on, boop, right on top. I would not recommend doing it with an open flame because it is paper, and I do not want you to burn your house down, okay? We do not want that this holiday season. All right, guys, so I'm gonna have you just watch me do one. But of course, I am doing the whole village. So, are you guys ready to see the whole village? Welcome to the AllBrands Gingerbread House Village. In 3, 2, 1. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget that you can get the Brother ScanNCut on our website, allbrands.com, and we truly appreciate when you shop from us. Not only are you supporting a mom and pop, but you're also helping us continue this free education that we do for you guys. So thank you. We truly appreciate that. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe because it's the easiest way to let us know that you want more of these videos. And y'all have a good night. Merry Christmas.